As the snow melts and the spring weather brings the life back to eastern Idaho, the baseball and softball teams in red and black take the field, hoping to rejuvenate their chances of a state championship. The seeds of success were planted last year. Likewise, the coaches began taking the time to groom their athletes into the champions they could become. Spring in Caribou County is here, and so are the diamonds in the rough. Welcome to Cardinal Baseball and Softball on KBRV The Bear, where the voice of Caribou County, Caleb Burgraff, walks you through the field of talented youth all season long over the air and on the web at mylocalradio.com. This season of Cardinal Athletics is brought to you by Monsanto, Silver Star Communications, Hunsaker Ford, and by Cook Brothers Broadcasting. Now let's head to the field as the Red Birds look to take flight and earn a spot in this year's championships on your home for Caribou County and Soda Springs Athletics, KBRV 800 AM, and online at mylocalradio.com.
It's been a long season, but the road to those championships start right here as the Soda Springs Cardinals get set to take to the field against the Malad Dragons in Game 1 of the District 5 Championships here in Montpelier, Idaho, at the home of the Bear Lake Bears. The number 1 seed will be playing later this afternoon against the winner of our Game 1, as the Soda Springs Cardinals again will be trying to knock off the Dragons for the first time this year. The Dragons 10-run the Cardinals both times that they faced them earlier on this year. A 10-0 win for Malad the first time around in Malad, and the second time around it was an 11-1 victory for the Malad Dragons as well. So the Soda Springs Cardinals trying to reverse a trend and trying to get themselves into game number 2 today against the Bear Lake Bears, who got the number 1 seed despite having a very up and down beginning of the season, and they've really come together as a group here at the back half. But that's what you expect from Bear Lake, and they are still the team to knock off, as all things point to them after today's contest. We have a full pregame show for you. We'll get you set for action today, as we'll give you a look at what happened the last time the Cardinals took on the Malad Dragons, as well as a look at our starting pitcher, Caleb Peterson, and a standout student in sophomore Morgan Brown. All that and more coming up on your home for Cardinal Athletics, KBRV The Co-op, and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by State Farm Insurance of Montpelier, Idaho. State Farm is here to help life go right. Call Scott at 208-847-0141 for personal service.
Let technology make life a little easier and give you peace of mind about your home. With affordable security and smart home options, SilverStar makes it easy to take the first step. Keep an eye on what's important to you and be able to act before an incident becomes an emergency. You're in good hands when you choose SilverStar. We've been bringing cutting-edge technology and star treatment customer service to Eastern Idaho and Western Wyoming for nearly 70 years. Call us today and ask about our starter security and smart home packages.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Ricky Wood and Gate City Real Estate. Call Ricky today at 208-547-7012 and let her help you find your way home.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Caribou Jacks Trading Company in Soda Springs, supplying you with everything for your home and your one-stop shop for all of your barbecue needs this spring and summer. Stop by at 50 East 2nd South in Soda Springs or call 208-547-4326 today.
Caleb Burgraff joined here with Morgan Brown from Soda Springs High School, who is a sophomore, almost a junior, as it's getting to that last little bit of the school year. And Morgan, how's the sophomore year gone for you?
It's all right.
Are you excited about the end of the year coming up, or is this one of those things where you're nervous about grades or nervous about making that next step?
Yeah, I'm pretty nervous about moving on and getting older, but so far this year has been good. Doing good.
Talk about some of the classes that you're in this year. What are some of the ones that you've taken and really enjoyed taking?
I really enjoyed my greenhouse class and my interior design class.
When you think about those two classes, they're a little bit unique from what you normally take through the school year. What made those classes a little bit more fun?
In In my greenhouse class, we learned about stuff, but we also were outside of the classroom and doing things and planning. So that was just a break of freshman.
You also said science is one of your favorite subjects to get into. What makes science one of the classes that you really enjoy getting into?
It's just one of the easier subjects for me to think about and learn about, and it's interesting to me to know all of it.
Is there a favorite certain portion that you enjoy the most? Is it animal science, you like chemistry, or is it all kind of really flow the same way for you?
I'm not that good at math, so chemistry is not one of my best subjects, but zoology and biology are probably one of the best for me.
What about teachers in the school? Are there any teachers that have really helped you thrive in the classes you've taken?
Mrs. Severs is one of my favorite teachers. She's just really kind and supportive and pretty lenient, actually, which is cool. I like my science teacher, Jensen, too.
What makes a good teacher for you? If you could pick a few traits out that make a good learning environment for you, that help you learn the best, what would they be?
Not loud. I don't work well under pressure, and just being nice and helping you when you need the help.
You're getting set for your junior year. Are there any things that you're really looking forward to about the junior year, or is it still just kind of one of those things that's haven't thought too much about it?
I haven't thought too much about it. I'm nervous about, growing up. That's scary, but I think my junior year will go by okay.
You don't necessarily do a whole lot of stuff as far as the extracurricular stuff in school, but you still keep yourself busy working outside. Do you like being busy outside of school, though, and not necessarily having to have more school-related stuff?
Yeah, I like the spare time to myself. I need that. And the work is all right. Keeps me busy, but I enjoy not doing anything outside of school mostly.
What advice would you give to somebody coming up behind you? If you're a freshman coming in, what would make their life a little bit easier?
Be nice to the teachers. They're there just to help you, and do your homework. That's really important.
Homework might be the biggest tip that I've heard from every single kid in the school. What makes coming to Soda Springs enjoyable? When you walk in the door, is there anything you really look forward to coming to school each day?
The kids here are nice. There's no bullying because it's so small, and it's just better, I guess.
Just a little family. Well, thank you for talking with us, Morgan. We appreciate the time, and congratulations on being a standout student.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Arctic Circle of Soda Springs, where you can get burgers made from premium Black Angus beef, as well as fries and onion rings with their delicious fry sauce. Be sure to top it all off with a soft serve cone piled high and dipped with their delicious chocolate topping.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone: food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
Caribou County Athletics on KBRV are brought to you by Bear Lake Dental, where their commitment is to provide you with the highest standard of personalized dental care in a gentle, efficient, and professional manner. Call 208-847-0153 to schedule your appointment with Bear Lake Dental.
Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
This production of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by London Drug and Grace, your good neighbor pharmacy, locally owned, locally loved.
Soda Springs has taken to the field as the Cardinals get set for game number 1 of the District 5 championships here in Bear Lake at the home of the Bears. I'm Caleb Burgraff. As we get ourselves a little bit closer towards the first pitch of today's ball game, and we'll give you a look at what these two teams have done against each other. Caleb Peterson is going to get the call in today's game. He got to pitch a little bit against the Bears, throwing 3 innings the last time around in an 11-1 win for the Bears. Ended up giving up 5 runs. Only 2 of those runs ended up being earned runs, as it was a really rough 5th inning for Caleb Peterson after he came in and really shut down the Bears in the top of the third inning, limiting the bases loaded situation to just 2 runs coming across the plate. He was also able to work a 1-2-3 fourth inning. Again, errors ended up really hurting his cause in the innings to follow. But Peterson is going to give the Cardinals a good shot against this Malad team, which is looking to try and put a few more runs up onto the board early on, as that's been the biggest key to their success against the Cardinals last couple of times, has been scoring runs early. Big keys for Soda Springs in this one. I think they have to come out and play solid defense in the early going. That was something we talked about with Zach Housley, and we're going to give you that interview in our pregame show in just a moment. But if the Cardinals can come out and play a solid game and not necessarily have too many problems in the field, and that's going to keep them much closer. They only had 2 errors in the game against Malad the second time around, but they were costly errors, again, leading to that big 5-run inning that they had, and that, once again, is the biggest issue. As for the Malad Dragons, one of the big pieces not here is DJ Evans, no longer a part of the team. He has been a big threat to the Soda Springs Cardinals so far this season, accounting for 10 RBIs against the Cardinals and has a home run against them last year and this year. So him not being on the team could be a factor as far as the offensive side is concerned. His younger brother will be pitching today, as Chase Evans will be the starting pitcher for the Malad Dragons, and they're going to be relying on a very young core of players. They only had 3 seniors on the team. Of course, DJ Evans was one of those. Gavin Combs at first base is going to be another big factor, and Cameron Wright, who will be playing in left field today, is also going to be something to watch for. Other than that, though, you got freshmen and sophomores dotting the lineup up and down. Colby Dreesen is going to be doing the catching. You have Trevor Howe, who's a freshman, will be moved over to third base. Chase Evans, again, a junior, who is going to be the starting pitcher for the Malad Dragons today. Stetson Clark will be out there as well in right field. He is a freshman for this Malad team. And Carson Thorpe will also be playing at second base as a sophomore. So, again, plenty of young athletes on this Malad team. And how that youth comes out and goes after a Cardinals team, which is almost the opposite, plenty of juniors and seniors on this squad, that is going to be a question in how this game plays out on this sunny yet possibly stormy afternoon in Bear Lake and Montpelier, Idaho. We'll take another break. When we come back, Zach Housley will be joining us on our pregame show to chat with us about how the Cardinals are looking this year and what exactly we can expect from them. All that and more coming up on KBRV The Co-op and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Crop Production Services of Bancroft. Call 208-648-7891 to learn how to get the best production out of your crops.
When the time comes, you'll want true compassion balanced with clinical care for your mom or dad, grandma or grandpa. Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs provides a warm, caring, and secure environment for individuals who need medication assistance, healthy meals, and assistance with daily activities. You can help by introducing them to our Assisted Living Center. Come on in for a tour and consultation. Find out about our monthly move-in specials and respite visits. Furnished suites are available. Call 208-547-0257. The Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs, Idaho, a place to call home.
Hi, I'm Todd Hunziker. Most dealers focus on the experience you have just a few moments that you're in their store. At Hunziker Ford, we want to keep you happy forever, and to prove it, we offer warranty forever at no cost to you. So here's the deal. All you have to do is follow the maintenance schedule on virtually anything you buy from us, and the expensive powertrain components are covered forever. That's Todd Hunziker Ford, just east of Lava Hot Springs on Highway 30. It's just that simple.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Mountain States Insurance Company. Stop in for help with all of your insurance needs at 30 East, 2nd South next to Caribou Jackson, Soda Springs, or call 208-547-2141 and talk to an agent today.
Caleb Burgraff joined with Zach Housley from the Soda Springs baseball team, and as districts get set to get rolling this afternoon, are you excited for the district tournament, knowing that it's going to be your last district tournament as a Cardinal, or is this one of those bittersweet tournaments to get ready for?
Oh, I'm really excited for this tournament. I think it's going to be a good challenge. We have a great district, so it'll be really fun to see what happens.
When you think about coming into this game, when you go 0-4 in district, there's a hurtful part of it, but on the same side, is there a little bit less pressure on you guys, do you think, because the other teams might be overlooking you going into it?
Yeah, I think there's a lot less pressure on our for our team, just because the teams are going to overlook us, and we have a lot of talent, and we just haven't shown it these past few games.
The last time that you guys took on the Malad Dragons, it was a lot closer than I think the 11-1 score actually showed. There were some plays that allowed Malad really to boost it out, and then you guys were an amazing throw away from keeping that game going as well and giving the offense a few more chances. What needs to change in order to come over that hurdle and make sure that the close game stays close all the way through?
I think that we're going to have to work on pitching, make sure we get the ball across the plate, have a lot of strikes, and no walks, no beans, and I think we're going to have to field the ball a lot better and have no errors.
Saturday, you guys had a long day of baseball. You were there for about half of it, and what does that do? Do you think that's something that just keeps the kids focused and keeps you and the rest of your teammates in that baseball mental state going into a game on Monday?
I think it brings the team together for sure, and it makes us play together as a team a lot better, and I think it gives us more reps, and it helps us realize what we need to do in games in different situations.
For you, you've been moved out of that top spot of the order to the number 2 spot of the order. Have you started seeing a difference in the amount of pitches you've been getting and the way teams have been pitching to you with Dursteller being able to get on base ahead of you?
I haven't seen a huge difference. I just have gotten a lot of walks lately, so that's about all that's really changed.
That can definitely be frustrating, though, when you're up at the top of the order and you want to be able to do more than just get on base with a walk. How do you keep yourself calm, though, and not start chasing after pitches out of the zone?
I got to realize that a base is a base, and if I can get a free base, it'll help the team out, and so it's a good thing.
As far as the rest of the offense is concerned, one of the problems that you guys have had is consistent rallies and getting them to go more than 1 or 2 base hits in an inning. What needs to change as far as the bottom of the order's approach to the plate when it comes to getting more solid contact?
I think we need to be ready right when we get up there to bat. Every pitch counts, and anything down the middle we should be swinging. We can't let anything pass us.
Aggressiveness is definitely big, and coming into today, nobody can be eliminated in today's game. Is that also something that takes pressure off of you guys, knowing that no matter what, there is a second day in this tournament?
Yeah, I think it takes a lot of pressure off, and I like that we have another day just in case something happens today. We can come back and really show what we have the next day.
The weather's also better. Is it easier, despite the fact that there might be rain, to go out and play when it's upper 50s, mid 60s than it is when it was like last year going out and playing in almost a snowstorm that started coming in there?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot better. It'll be a lot more fun, and I think it'll be a lot easier to play the game and to stay engaged in the game.
We're definitely looking forward to it, and we're hoping that you guys can make one of those runs that'll take you towards the state tournament and get you guys there for the first time in several years. Thanks a lot for the time, Zach.
Thank you.
That was Zach Housley, the senior shortstop for the Soda Springs Cardinals, as first pitch just moments away here in Montpelier, Idaho, at the home of the Bear Lake Bears. Cardinals getting set to take to the bats, as Malad will be the team in the field. And taking a look at our starting rosters, Chase Evans will be in charge of the starting pitching duties for the Malad Dragons to start things off. Colby Dreesen will be his catcher behind home plate. At first base is Gavin Combs. We talked about him and his senior leadership on this team. Carson Thorpe will be playing at second base. Trevor Howe at third. And J.D. Wilkins has been moved into the shortstop position in the outfield. From left field to right field, it's Cameron Wright and left. Center field is patrolled by Justin Hubbard. And Stetson Clark will be in right field for the Dragons, who wear their white home uniforms, black numbers outlined in orange, Dragons written across the front in bold lettering, and orange sleeves underneath the white, orange, and black caps. As for the Cardinals, who are wearing their road black uniforms today, they are going to be led off by Kyle Dursteller. A little bit of a change there in this later part of the season for how the Cardinals have been approaching the lineup. Zach Housley moved from his traditional number 1 spot into the number 2 spot in the order, hoping to try and get him a few more pitches to hit with a runner on base possibly, and put some pressure onto the pitcher with Kyle Dursteller leading things off. Dylan Downs will be batting third, and Jaron Johnson is in the 4-hole. Caleb Peterson doing the pitching today will be batting fifth. Peyton Lish bats sixth. Logan Mumford bats 7th as the two sophomores go back-to-back. Taylor Adams, the junior, will be batting 8th, and Case Griffiths, the senior, will be DHing and batting in the 9-hole. And with that, our opening pitch is set to come your way as Evans winds and fires to the plate as the pitch goes just inside on Kyle Dursteller, forcing him to step out of the way, and the count goes to 1-0. gorgeous afternoon, although there is a slight chance of thunderstorms coming in later this afternoon around 3 o'clock. Another pitch missing upstairs as the count goes to 2-0. Evans taking a couple of pitches to dial himself in as he winds once more. The big righty hurls, and that's a swing and a miss by Dursteller. Got a pitch he liked. Good cut, but just underneath it as the count moves to 2-1 to the leadoff batter in the game. Just underway, top of the first inning. Nobody out as the second pitch is taken a little bit outside, and the count goes to 3-1 on Dursteller. Good hitters count. Cardinals all lined up on the side of the dugout. They're looking to encourage this batter and get him rolling, and a pitch right down the inside corner moves it to 3-2. We'll see a payoff pitch. Evans finding the zone for an important pitch there as the junior will again rock, wind, fire, and this one fought off to the right side. And Dursteller able to stay alive. He'll see a seventh pitch in this at-bat. New ball needs to be given out as that was the first ball of the game. Brand new baseballs here for the district championships as you want everybody to have their best opportunities. As a couple new baseballs brought out to the umpire this time, so he'll be ready. And Evans will get one of those new baseballs before wandering back up to the top of the mound here in Bear Lake. Bear Lake, of course, the dirt infield with grass down the base paths to first and third. As Evans winds and fires, 3-2 pitch swung on and missed, and Dursteller on 7 pitches is strikeout victim number 1 of Chase Evans. Good at bat by Dursteller, forced a lot of pitches to be thrown by Evans, but of course going down on strikes, not the optimal opportunity that you'd like to see your leadoff batter coming away with, although again, just seeing a lot of pitches and giving the batters behind him a chance to see what the pitcher has is good. As seeing all those pitches, Zach Housley will swing at the first one he sees. Grounds to third base where it's picked up and on to first base. J.D. Wilkins will be able to record the out on the 6-3 ground out to short. And quickly 2 outs up on the board as Dylan Downs will stride into the right-handed batter's box for the Cardinals. Downs, one of the seniors for the Cardinals this year. They're not pitching him today or to this afternoon if the Cardinals are to win this one. We'll be saving him for tomorrow as the first pitch misses inside low, and the count goes to 1-0. 2 outs, top of the first inning. No score on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Downs again looks out. This pitch high at the shoulders, and the count goes to 2-0. As Jaron Johnson awaits on deck, and Downs once again looks out. Pitch fought off to the right side again. Cardinals just a little bit late on Chase Evans' deliveries to the plate, as they have not found that comfort yet in what they've seen. Ball retrieved and brought back to Chase Evans with the count sitting at 2-1. Jaron Johnson awaits on deck. Caleb Peterson in the hole, trying to get a 2-out rally started in the bottom of the first or top of the first inning. Another pitch inside, and the dirt puffs up some dirt as it's caught by the catcher Colby Dreesen. Fired back out to Chase Evans, who will stare in. Eye black pulled down the side of the cheeks, framing the mouth as he'll fire one that's fought off to the backstop, and the count goes to 3-2. Second full count at the top of the first inning now for the Cardinals. As Evans again doffs the cap, looks in, holds the glove up to cover the face before nodding to the sign. Winds, fires, and the pitch is flung on, bounce towards second. That's going to get underneath the glove of Carson Thorpe and into center field for a base knock. And it's a 2-out single for the Soda Springs Cardinals to extend the inning, and it brings up Jaron Johnson. Johnson, another right-handed batter for the Cardinals. Only one lefty in their order, Taylor Adams, as he'll be coming up in the 8th spot. Johnson, though, has had a little bit of a hot and cold season, but a little bit hotter as the season's moved on, as he takes a first pitch strike at the letters, and the count goes to 0-1. Johnson wavers a bit in the box, crouches, bends the knees as the pitch is set to be delivered, now swings underneath one. It's a short pop-up towards second base, and after being a little bit slow to the first one, Thorpe right there and puts away the second one for out number 3. And the Cardinals get a runner on base, but the inning goes down silently with no runs being put onto the board. We head to the bottom of the first inning on KBRV, the Co-op, and online at mylocalradio.com. No score with Caleb Peterson heading to the mound.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by State Farm Insurance of Montpelier, Idaho. State Farm is here to help life go right. Call Scott at 208-847-0141 for personal service.
Let technology make life a little easier and give you peace of mind about your home. With affordable security and smart home options, SilverStar makes it easy to take the first step. Keep an eye on what's important to you and be able to act before an incident becomes an emergency. You're in good hands when you choose SilverStar. We've been bringing cutting-edge technology and star treatment customer service to Eastern Idaho and Western Wyoming for nearly 70 years. Call us today and ask about our starter security and smart home packages.
No score as we move to the bottom of the first inning. Caleb Peterson to take to the mound for the Soda Springs Cardinals. The freshman has made himself a valuable asset to the Cardinals when it comes to his pitching as well as his play in the outfield, and he'll be looking to get Soda Springs off to a good start this year in the district tournament. Of course, game one and day one, nobody can be eliminated today, as whoever loses this game will move into the first game tomorrow, which will be played again at 2 o'clock. Winner will move on to take on the Bear Lake Bears after this game is over. So not any pressure. We heard that question discussed with our interview before the game and Zach Housley, as the Cardinals coming in here really with not much pressure at all. Went 0-4 in the district tournament, so not much expected from them. As the throw down to second base gets into the outfield, will be retrieved, and the Dragons with their home white uniforms and white socks tucked into the pants of Colby Dreesen will come up to the plate, as Dreesen, another right-handed batter, will step up. Dreesen is a sophomore for the Malad Dragons. Last time around against the Soda Springs Cardinals, he led things off, went 0-for-4, and here immediately changes that as he slaps one up the middle for a leadoff single on the first pitch he sees underneath the glove of Caleb Peterson, who reached down for it, but it gets into center field, and the Dragons off to a good start with their young sophomore getting on base. Brings up Justin Hubbard, the center fielder. Hubbard is a junior. Good speed, as anything in the infield is going to be a tough turn for a double play. Left-handed batter as well, so he'll try to take advantage of the big hole down the right side. And a pickoff move over to first base sees Dreesen diving back in time. No score on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard in the bottom of the first inning. Soda Springs Cardinals playing defense as they wear their black uniforms, camo sides, and a pitch inside hits Justin Hubbard. And on just 2 pitches, the Malad Dragons have runners on first and second. And it brings up a dangerous bat, and Trevor Howe is talking with Coach Uskoski about how impressed he was with Howe, only a freshman for the Malad Dragons. Was the shortstop for the Dragons, but has been moved over to third base with the loss of DJ Evans. He's going to slap one up the middle. Solid contact. Bounds into the glove of Dylan Downs. Throw is going to come home. It's cut off by Peterson, though, and it's an RBI single. And Trevor Howe gets the Dragons onto the board with the first run of the game. Is moving up to second as Hubbard, and coming around to score is Colby Dreesen. And a tough start early on for the Soda Springs Cardinals, as Caleb Peterson being hit well by the Dragons. Brings up J.D. Wilkins, the shortstop, and the first pitch to him is taken for a strike down the middle. First pitch to actually make it to the glove of Todd Hunsaker, and it does get the Cardinals pitcher ahead in the count. That is the one good thing about what Peterson's been able to do so far. Is another ball slapped over towards first. That is going to get past the glove of Jaron Johnson, who was in the hole. Throw is going to be coming home. No, goes to third instead as it's cut off and sliding in safely as the ball gets away from the glove, I believe, of no. They're going to say it got underneath the tag. It was the runner, Trevor Howe, so he moves up to third base on a single over to right field. And the hits keep coming for the Malad Dragons as they have a 2-0 lead on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard on 3 singles and a hit batsman. As the top of the order doing its job, it's 2-0. Bottom of the first inning, and that brings out Coach Jeff Uskoski to the top of the pitcher's mound as he gathers his infield around him. That a hard hit ball over to the right side. Johnson was playing in the hole off of the line, but a runner in front of him caused him to lose his focus for a moment, and it gets past him into right field where Taylor Adams was able to fire one in. Cardinals might have had a play at the plate, but Caleb Peterson looked home and then went to third instead, where they came close to cutting down Howe, but he was able to slide in underneath the tag safely. Coach Uskoski heads back over towards his dugout, working against Coach T.C. Williams, two coaches that are trying to change the way this district has been looking since Bear Lake dropped down into the 2A ranks, as the Bears have been able to really kind of dominate this district since that move. Peterson will set, holds the glove high, fires the plate. That's a pitch off the outside corner. Throw goes down to second. It'll be cut off by Peyton Lish. And the runner at third will stay put. Runner is safe as J.D. Wilkins slides in with a MySpace Storage stolen base. Count at 1-0 to Gavin Combs, number 5 batter in the order. Nobody out. Runners at second and third, and a 2-0 lead for the Dragons. Again, striking early against the Cardinals. Although this time it's earned, as everything they've done has been earned, as Housley will pick this one up. Looks both runners back and throws on to first. Heads up play by Housley to realize that he did not necessarily have the speediest of the Dragons going down the base paths, and took his time looking to third, then looked back to second, and no run scores on the ground out on the infield. And the Cardinals get their first out of this game. Still 2-0 and still dangerous as Chase Evans steps to the plate with a chance to help himself out. Another right-handed batter for the Dragons, and first pitch to him is up and over the back. It gets past Hunziker, but quickly gets to the backstop and flips the ball towards home, and that is going to hold Howe over at third base. Count does move to 1-0 on Chase Evans, as Peterson again makes his way back to the top of the mound. Evans did not play the second time these two teams played. No box score from the first time from my own notes. So not sure how he fared in that game as he takes a pitch, checks his swing, and is called a strike at the letters, and the count goes to 1-1. Busy day for District 5, busy week for District 5, as track tomorrow and Wednesday is going to be held here in Bear Lake. Softball here in Bear Lake, as the ball chopped down the third baseline, gets foul, and the count moves to 1-2 as Peterson begins to settle in on the mound. And golf going on today as well, with 3 tight races for the district title in golf on the boys' side, as Bear Lake, Grace, and Aberdeen have all won tournaments this year against each other. Peterson will fire another pitch that catches Evans on the back, and he is going to be hit on a 1-2 count and heads on down to first base. And on 4 pitches, Evans will be heading down to first base. He ducked down as the pitch hit him on the back of the shoulders. Uskoski asking if he leaned into the pitch, and no, that one is, from my vantage point, an easy call there for the umpire. So the right call made, and with 1 out, the base is now full, and another pitch inside, and another hit batsman as Carson Thorpe is hit by a pitch. The 3rd hit batter of the game, and that's an RBI for Carson Thorpe. And the bases remain full of Dragons as Trevor Howe comes across the plate. It's 3-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. And this game's slowly starting to escape the Cardinals' grasp early on, as it brings up Cameron Wright, the left fielder. And the first pitch to him is wide at the zone, missing, and the count moves to 1-0. Cameron Wright playing in left field today. Also was not in the lineup the last time these two teams faced each other. Pitch to him, swung on and missed. An off-speed changeup that got right out in front, and he swings through it, and his count moves to 1-1. Cardinals have some offensive firepower, but when you dig yourselves a hole, you put yourself into pressure early, and that is exactly what's happened. Still only 1 out as another pitch misses and drops away. And Peterson, who had success the last time he faced these Dragons, again, we talked about it, did get hammered a little bit in the 5th inning of that game, giving up 5 runs. And in the last 2 innings, plus that he's faced the Dragons, has given up 3 runs now in this one, 5 in the last one. Another pitch misses, count goes to 3-1, with only 1 out, in danger of walking in another run, as Cameron Wright stares out. The right-handed batter will take this pitch down the heart of the plate, and the count moves full to 3-2. First full count that Caleb Peterson has seen. Outfield shifted slightly to the left side. Double play depth up the middle. And his pitch is going to be fouled off behind us, and that'll get back to the fields on the softball side. And the count stays at 3-2 for another pitch. Pitch count is rising slowly for Peterson, but coming into this at-bat was only at 12. He's up to 18 pitches now as number 19 of this inning will be also fouled off, this one towards the Dragons dugout, down the third base line as the Dragons just out in front of Peterson. doesn't throw the hardest, is going to have to require an accuracy with his pitches, which so far with 3 hit batsmen has not quite been prevalent for Peterson in the early going. Another pitch inside, that's fouled off down the third base line. And we'll see pitch number 9 coming up in this at-bat. Quite the battle here at the bottom of the order between the Malad Dragons and Peterson on the mound. Ball is brought in back to the umpire in the field as Peterson looks in. He'll rock back into his windup with the bases loaded. This ball's flared into center field. Downs moves out, gets under it, puts it away. Runner tags from third and sliding in safely with another run is J.D. Wilkins. It's a sacrifice fly. Moving up to third base on the play as well as Chase Evans. Staying at first base is Carson Thorpe. A 9-pitch at bat, but a run comes away with it as the Dragons increase their lead now to 4-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard with the 9th batter of the inning coming up. That'll be Stetson Clark. Stetson, another one of those talented freshmen that the Dragons have coming up. Talking with Coach T.C. Williams, this is a team that he expects to be competitive for quite some time. As the first pitch upstairs, throw goes down to second. It's going to get away from everybody into center field, and the throwing error is going to allow another run to come across. Carson Thorpe will remain at second base with the stolen base. Chase Evans scores on the error, and as of now, that is an unearned run as Stetson Clark sits in the count with a 1-0 count in his favor. Peterson up over 20 pitches in this inning now, 22, I believe, by my last count. Winds and from the stretch fires a strike at the knees to the short strike zone of Stetson Clark. Where's the number 9 on the back? The button-down jerseys, white pants below with the orange belt as this pitch swung on. That's fouled off, or fought off, I should say, into shallow center field. Downs comes in as the ball drifts towards his glove, and he puts it away, and the flyout ends the inning as the Cardinals do allow 9 Dragons to come to the plate, and the Dragons strike for 5 runs with the Cardinals trailing right now 5-0. We head to the second inning on KBRV The Co-op and online at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Arctic Circle of Soda Springs, where you can get burgers made from premium Black Angus beef, as well as fries and onion rings with their delicious fry sauce. Be sure to top it all off with a soft serve cone piled high and dipped with their delicious chocolate topping.
Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
It's been a minute since Evans has been out onto the field as he was hit by a pitch, came around to score run number 5 in the bottom of the first inning, but he comes back out onto the mound with a 5-0 lead behind him on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, and he'll be facing the middle to bottom of the order, Caleb Peterson, Peyton Lish, and Logan Mumford, a young core for the Soda Springs Cardinals as freshmen and sophomores coming up to the plate for the scheduled 3. He'll be followed by a junior and a senior with Taylor Adams and Case Griffiths on the verge of coming up as well. Peterson will start things off, and as the pitcher of record so far for the Soda Springs Cardinals, he is going to definitely be looking to try and change the fortunes of Soda Springs on the offensive side against the Dragons, as Soda has only been able to score 1 run so far this year against Malad pitching. Evans winds up, and the top of the second inning begins with a ball in the dirt, as the count goes to 1-0 to Caleb Peterson. Cardinals did get a hit in the top of the first inning as Dylan Downs was able to slap a single underneath the glove of the second baseman. Peterson looking to follow suit as he'll foul one off back behind the backstop underneath the pitch up in the zone. That's something that we've seen from the Malad pitchers so far in this game. Works up, then down. Doesn't try to put too many into the middle of the plate. Tries to work the edges and down low below the knees with every once in a while coming up, and he'll come upstairs again with an off-speed pitch that's taken for a ball. Cardinals bench again being vocal. That's one of the things that's really improved this season for the Soda Springs Cardinals is they've tried to have plenty of chatter coming from their dugout. As a high chopper sent towards short, picked up J.D. Wilkins, throw onto first base, bounces, as that'll be a throwing error on the shortstop for the Malad Dragons, and it allows the first runner to reach base for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Tough play for Wilkins, but one that you expect him to make, and a runner is on base as Peyton Lish will step up to the plate. We'll see if the Cardinals put Caleb Peterson into motion with a good batter at the plate. Lish, if he makes contact, has the ability to send the ball a long ways. Came feet from getting a home run against the Chalice Mackey River Cats earlier this year in a game that was played in Shelley, as a balk is going to be called against Evans, and nothing is going to be needed as far as stolen bases, and Peterson moves up to second. Still 5-0, but the first run of the game on base for the Soda Springs Cardinals, so they can bring him home with nobody out in the second. Lish takes a pitch in the dirt. Good block behind home plate by Dreesen as the count goes to 1-0. Soda Springs has not scored until the 5th inning of game number 2, so it took them 10 innings to score against the Malad Dragons. Trying to follow suit, get another run up onto the board here in the early going and get themselves a little bit closer. Lish awaits the pitch. This time to the plate comes Evans and is able to fire a fastball past Lish as the count goes back to 1-1. Smattering of a crowd for an early day game. 2 o'clock, a little bit of an earlier start than these two teams expect. 4:30 the scheduled start for game number 2 as a pitch fought off back to the screen and the count goes to 1-2. To the number 2 batter in the order for this inning. Logan Mumford awaits on deck, the third baseman for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Cardinals kept themselves busy over the weekend. They had their full day of baseball. Pitch upstairs misses, and the count moves to 2-2 on Peyton Lish. Played 3 games on Saturday morning and afternoon, starting at 8 o'clock. Of course, had a night where they spent the night at the baseball diamond. Pitch in the dirt, scooped up by Dreesen. That's going to hold Peterson back at second base, and the count goes full 3-2. This will be the third full count of the game. And pitch number 10 of this inning coming up. Only 16 pitches in the first inning, although it came to 4 batters. And a pitch is bounced past the glove of Dreesen. It's going to be Wilkins coming up the middle to field. It throws on to first to get Lish. It does have a positive effect, though, as it moves the runner and Peterson up as he smartly was able to advance on a ball that was hit behind him. And the Cardinals are 90 feet from scoring a run. It's going to take Logan Mumford putting a ball in play to do so, with Taylor Adams on deck if Mumford cannot bring him home. Put a ball on the ground to the right side. You should be able to get Peterson home. And the first pitch to Mumford is just a little bit low. It moves the count to 1-0. 1 out, bottom of the second, 5-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard as Chase Evans delivers again, and the junior will get a pop-up over to foul territory, and that's going to get beyond the fence line and drops onto the concrete as the count moves to 1-1. Mumford has had a little bit of a struggle in the back half of the season. Last time against the Dragons went 0 for 2, did reach on an error and was left at second base as he was cut down on a double play, or a fielder's choice, I should say. Awaits an opportunity here as this pitch upstairs again. He goes chasing. This one popped up, might be in play, and no, looking over at it is the freshman Trevor Howe, but that one also drops off of the concrete, and the count just moves to 1-2. And now Mumford's going to have to battle to keep himself alive in this at-bat. The right-handed third baseman wears the number 7 on his back, red belt above the white pants, with the black and red Nike cleats below. Looks out, and the pitch to him is going to be chopped towards third. That's going to get past the third baseman, but a foul ball as it just was on the left side of the bag. And a bit of an unfortunate hop off of the grass here moved it to that side as Mumford will have to jog back over to the home plate area. Home plate umpire was right on top of the call as the count moves, or stays, I should say, at 1-2. Third batter at the top of the second inning for the Soda Springs Cardinals, trying to bring home a run with 1 out and a runner at third base. That runner at third base is Peterson, who led off the inning by reaching on an error, and the pitch upstairs will be laid off by Logan Mumford, and the count moves to 2-2. He had been chasing pitches up in the zone, so not a bad idea for Chase Evans to go up there. Evans nods the head yes to the sign, sets at the belt, fires, and this pitch up and in. And again, Mumford able to lay off with a high pitch as the count goes full again. Back-to-back batters now in the 4th full count of the game. Worst comes to worst, you're extending a pitch count of the Dragon starter in Evans. So he'll wind once more. This pitch at the knees, and Mumford goes down looking. Strikeout number 2 for Chase Evans, as that will send Taylor Adams to the plate. 7 pitches in that at-bat, though, and again, that can be seen as a successful at-bat, although you really would have liked to see him put that in play and bring across that runner. He'll bring up Taylor Adams, and the left-hander swings and misses at a first-pitch fastball through the heart of the zone. They'll say catcher interference, in fact, actually, and moving up to first base is Taylor Adams. So a runner on base on interference. Case Griffith steps up, another righty for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Runners on the corners, 2 out in the top of the 2nd inning. And the pitch fought off by Griffiths goes to the right side and foul. Count goes to 0-1. Griffiths, the 5th batter to come to the plate in the inning. This will turn the lineup over for the next inning at the worst, assuming that Adams or Peterson are not picked off on the base pass. Doubt they'd be trying to go here with 2 outs as a pitch up and in misses. The count goes to 1-1. A little of a breeze starting to blow in here to the pit that drops below the high school, just to the left of the softball, or excuse me, the track over to our left. Sits out in left field. There's another pitch misses upstairs. Count goes to 2-1. Clouds dotting the sky overhead. Wind picking up possibly because some clouds are starting to build up to our right. Hopefully those clouds will hold off, though, as right now the field bathed in a glorious sunshine as another pitch catches this high part of the strike zone, but missing, called by the umpire, and the count goes to 3-1. 2 outs, 3-1 count. Evans dials in. They're going to call a balk again, as it's a redo on the pitch. Both runners will come around, and a run will score for the Soda Springs Cardinals on the balk, as Chase Evans gives up a run. It is an unearned run, as it was Peterson who reached on an error. Will redo the 3-1 count. 5-1. Those are your numbers on the scoreboard, with the second run for the Cardinals off second base. And another balk is going to be called, as Chase Evans, getting set, is going to be called for moving his shoulders back while he was trying to rock his feet. So back-to-back balks have the Cardinals with another runner moved up to third base. Evans now knows was being called a balk, as he'll wind, fire, and a pitch inside misses. That is ball 4, and Case Griffiths takes the jog down to first base with the first Davis Repair walk of today's ball game. Davis Repair is your diesel specialist and your equipment specialist in Soda Springs. Brings up a dangerous batter for the Cardinals, as that will see Kyle Dursteller stepping up to the plate. Right-handed batter. He'll swing and miss at the first pitch. He went down on strikes at a 7-pitch at bat his first time up to the plate. It was just 1 inning ago, as the Cardinals with a 2-out rally trying to push some more runs across. He'll take a base hit by Dursteller to do so, but now he's down to the count 0-2 as he takes a pitch for a strike down the heart of the plate. Holds the bat as he waves it beyond his back right shoulder. Looks out from the right-handed box and swings as he's down on strikes late on a fastball, and he's got his second strikeout of the game. Also, the third strikeout for Chase Evans gives up 1 unearned run as he gets through his second inning of work. Cardinals do strike, though. It's 5-1 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Moving on to the bottom of the second inning in Game 1 of the District 5 Championships 2017.
Caribou County Athletics on KBRV are brought to you by Bear Lake Dental, where their commitment is to provide you with the highest standard of personalized dental care in a gentle, efficient, and professional manner. Call 208-847-0153 to schedule your appointment with Bear Lake Dental.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone: food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Mountain States Insurance Company. Stop in for help with all of your insurance needs at 30 East, 2nd South next to Caribou Jacks in Soda Springs, or call 208-547-2141 and talk to an agent today. A full day of baseball ahead here in Montpelier, Idaho. Cardinals hoping they can be a part of all the games that are played, but the defense has some work to do if they want to shut down the Malad Dragons, who scored 5 runs, 4 of which were earned in the top of the first inning. And the top of the order will lead things off as Colby Dreesen, who singled on the first pitch he saw, steps up to the right-handed batter's box. Caleb Peterson back out onto the mound for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Threw 24 pitches in the first inning, although he started to settle in towards the back half of that. Gave up 3 hits to the first 4 batters he saw, and then did not give up a hit for the remainder, although he hit 3 batters through the course of the inning. Pitch missing upstairs and away to Dreesen, and he's ahead in the count 1-0 as he steps in looking for a second base knock of the game. Right-handed batter awaits, and this pitch off the plate. Count goes to 2-0. Justin Hubbard on deck was hit by a pitch. Trevor Howe singled, and all 3 of them came around to score in that first inning. Also coming around to score was J.D. Wilkins, as the Malad Dragons jumped on Peterson early in this game. Another pitch upstairs missing, and Peterson struggling to find the zone here to the first batter he faces in the second inning. You'd hate to give up another leadoff batter, especially by the walk. Pitch outside and away, and it's a 4-pitch Davis repair base on balls. First walk surrendered by Caleb Peterson here in the top of the second inning. And again, decent speed out there with Justin Hubbard, who was hit by a pitch on the first one he saw. After a pickoff move, went to first base to try and catch Colby Dreesen. Peterson turned his attention to the plate and ended up catching Justin Hubbard. He'll look out from the left-handed batter's box. Camo gloves with a long sleeve uniform, or a long sleeve undershirt, I should say, below the uniform with the orange sleeves and the white top. Black helmet up above. Calmly rests the bat on his shoulders till he sees a pitch come in at the letters and catch it for a strike. Count goes to 0-1. Dragons up 5-1 here in the bottom of the second inning on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. They've scored early and often, trying to continue that trend as Peterson throws to first base, and the pickoff move is late. Dreesen diving back in time. For whichever team is able to come away with a win in this game, it'll be curious and interesting to see what takes place, as another pitch is upstairs and away. Runner taking off, and Dreesen slides in headfirst safely with a stolen base. Pitch was up and away, and the count moves to 1-1 as it was outside of the left-handed batter. Nobody out, now a runner in scoring position with a 1-1 count to Justin Hubbard. 30 pitches in for Caleb Peterson to this one, as he looks out again with the 5-1 lead behind him, or excuse me, deficit behind him. Inside pitch is just scooped up by Hunsaker quickly out of the crouch as the count goes to 2-1. Cardinals had a battle for catcher at the beginning of the season. Hunsaker, the freshman, was at the back end of that battle. Ended up winning it over, though. There's a pitch to the plate upstairs and taken. His bat still a little bit behind the defense, but as far as blocking pitches, being quickly up and out of the crouch, he's definitely shown that he has that, and then accuracy down to second base as well. Biggest thing he's going to work on in the offseason, or should work on in the offseason, as a pitch fouled off, moving the count to 3-2 to Justin Hubbard with nobody out and a runner on second. Biggest thing Hunsaker's going to have to work on is getting stronger, building up the strength in his throwing arm, as well as being able to work on the quickness with the feet as he sets up wide in the stance. And the swing and a miss on a pitch that jams Hubbard is going to be the first strikeout of the game for Caleb Peterson. Took him 6 pitches to get it, but Peterson is 1 out closer to getting to the dugout. 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Trevor House steps up. young freshman ended up singling his first time up as he clears out a trench for his feet to dig into in the right-handed box. Puff of dust comes up from it as the wind wafts it back behind home plate, and he takes the first pitch for a strike at the knees. Count goes to 0-1. J.D. Wilkins awaits on deck. Both of them had RBI singles in their first at-bats. The 0-1 delivery is swung on. That's chopped towards second. Peyton Lish able to stop it. Throws on to first in time. Throw back over to third will be late as Trevor Howe grounds out. Moving up a base is Dreesen, although he is still left 90 feet away from home at 2 outs. And it brings up Wilkins, who will have the task of bringing home another runner for the Malad Dragons. They already lead 5-1. Gave up a run in the top of this inning and would love to get that back. Wilkins, as I said, singled in the first inning. Takes a pitch way outside that forces Hunsaker out of the crouch to scoop one up. Wilkins also got a stolen base in that first inning. Digging in deep with his right foot in the back of the box. Left foot in a wide stance. He'll swing and foul one off of the glove of Hunsaker with the count moving to 1-1. Just about 36 minutes into this game. 2 o'clock start time. As the Cardinals, in one of their earlier games, they've gotten used to playing Malad in this game, though. Malad has lost this game the last 2 seasons to the Cardinals. Although this year off to a little bit better start. Winner will take on Bear Lake as the ball chopped up the middle. Picked up on 2 hops by Housley. On to first base, the throw. Scooped up by Jaron Johnson. As he keeps his foot on the bag, it was a little bit wild, and the Cardinals avoid surrendering any more runs. It remains a 5-1 game with the Malad Dragons on top. We head to the 3rd inning, brought to you by Sanders Furniture and Appliance on KBRV The Co-op and online with our live video stream at mylocalradio.com.
This production of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by London Drug and Grace, your good neighbor pharmacy, locally owned, locally loved.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Caribou Jack's Trading Company in Soda Springs, supplying you with everything for your home and your one-stop shop for all of your barbecue needs this spring and summer. Stop by at 50 East 2nd South in Soda Springs or call 208-547-4326 today. Cardinals trailing 5-1 as we welcome you back out to the home of the Bear Lake Bears in Montpelier, Idaho, the host team for today's District 5 Championships, day number 1, and the Cardinals trailing 5-1 as Chase Evans back out onto the mound. I'm Caleb Bergraff, and once more happy to have you with us. A day that the sun has come out. The chance of thunderstorms so far has held off, with the clouds darkening off behind the field, behind some hills, but sunshine, blue sky, and some partly cloudy skies off to the front of us as Zach Housley will lead things off for the Cardinals. He grounded out to short his first time up. He'll be followed by Dylan Downs and Jaron Johnson against Evans, who has struck out 3, walked 1, and struck out 1, and given up an unearned run in today's ballgame, with Caleb Peterson leading off the top of the second inning, with the only run scored for the Cardinals reaching on an error. First pitch to Housley inside as he bends out of the way, and the count goes to 1-0. Housley has been frustrated late this year as he hasn't had a lot to swing at. Pitcher's being careful with him. This pitch on the outside corner dots it for a strike, and the count moves to 1-1 to the leadoff batter in your 3rd inning. Talking to him in the pregame show, said, you know what, we just got to be patient, and I just have to continue to be calm as he'll slap one towards third. Throw pulls Combe off the bag, and the Cardinals get a leadoff runner again as another error for the Malad Dragon puts a runner on to first base for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Dylan Downs will step up with a runner possibly in scoring position. Housley does have the speed to steal, shown that a lot this year, especially in the early going. And the first pitch by Downs is swung on, grounded over towards third. Pick up, long throw by Howe is on the money. And the 5-3 putout is recorded. Moving up to second base as Housley was on the move. And it is a first pitch swinging out for Downs, which brings up Jaron Johnson. Big gap in right center field if he goes the opposite way. Outfield shifted slightly to the left of the big scoreboard in center. Ball down in the dirt. Quickly tracked down by Dreesen as the count goes to 1-0 to Johnson. He popped out to second on an 0-1 count his first time up to end the first inning. 5-1. Top of the third. One out and a runner at second for the Cardinals as a pitch inside catches the zone for a strike and the count moves to 1-1. Jaron, a junior for the Cardinals, expected to be a big member of the basketball team next year, as he's going to lift one into that right center field gap. A dive is made by Hubbard. He can't get to it. The ball is going to drift all the way to the fence. Johnson is around second, gets the stop sign, though, as he's going to hold up and get back to second base with an RBI double. As the Cardinals get a little bit closer, Housley comes on home, and it's a 5-2 ball game. Both runs for the Cardinals unearned, but you don't really care if they're earned or not if you're the team putting runs on the board. Caleb Peterson, 0 for 1 today so far, steps up to the right-handed box. Right-handed batter awaiting the pitch of Chase Evans with one out, as he's going to pop one up on the infield. Coming in to play it and putting it away is J.D. Wilkins, and out number 2 of the inning is recorded. And the Cardinals are down to their final out, but they still have that runner in scoring position in Jaron Johnson with a good bat coming up in Peyton Lish. Right-handed batter, a sophomore for the Soda Springs Cardinals, also one of their pitchers, as he will be expected to get some time today or tomorrow, you would hope, for the Soda Springs Cardinals. The first pitch to him just missing the zone, moves it to 1-0. And excuse me, there will be no pitches. They're going to call another balk. So the count is clean, 0-0. And Lish will again wait as Evans sets, steps, fires. A pitch swung on by Lish, and he goes down on the count 0-1. 2 outs in the top of the third inning, brought to you by Sanders Furniture and Appliance. Lead off at third base is with Jaron Johnson. Reached there on the balk after doubling, the second hit for the Cardinals in the game, and a pitch taken low, and the count moves to 1-1. Scoreboard has it 2-1, but again the balk, a reset on the pitch as it doesn't count. Evans will wind and fire again. This pitch gets past the catcher. Johnson thought about going, ends up holding up, and the count goes to 2-1. They'll get the scoreboard fixed and adjusted, and Lish will be in a hitter's count with Logan Mumford on deck. Again, Lish early on this season showed off some of his power. Back half of the season, seen a little bit of a die down on what he's been able to do as this pitch misses and the count goes to 3-1. Peyton got to a full count the first time up before grounding out to short. That ended up moving up Caleb Peterson. Another pitch swung on and missed upstairs and in, and Lish shakes his head saying, I should not have swung at that one. That was up tight. You got to be patient, but you want to drive in that run as well. And a ball in play is what it's going to take to do that. A walk will put you on first, but you want to try and get the job done yourself, not leave it up to somebody behind you. There's another pitch inside. That's ball 4, and another Bear Lake Drug walk is given up. And the Cardinals put runners onto the corners with 2 outs, and Logan Mumford coming up. Second walk by Chase Evans in the game. Mumford was one of the 3 strikeout victims by Chase Evans in the game, as he struck out looking his first time up. Evans sets the junior to the plate from the stretch, winds, fires, and a pitch just a little bit upstairs. Looked good, but count goes to 1-0. Mumford had a full count his last time up. In fact, Evans has had 5 full counts today, as the pitch count a little bit higher than I'm sure he'd like with those full counts. As Evans will fire a pitch on the inside corner, and it moves to 1-1. On deck is Taylor Adams. He reached on an interference call by the catcher behind home plate. when his bat hit the glove. As that pitch on the inside corner has Mumford down 1-2, and Logan looking hesitant to swing the bat right now. Hasn't necessarily taken a lot of cuts at Chase Evans. Not comfortable with where the strike zone's at as Peyton Lish takes off. That's strike 3 called, and then again, Logan Mumford goes down, this time on a pitch on the outside corner, and that's strikeout number 4 for Evans. He gives up a run, but the Cardinals go down with 2 runners on base. They still trail 5-2 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard on your home for Cardinal Athletics, KBRV The Co-op, and online at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Crop Production Services of Bancroft. Call 208-648-7891 to learn how to get the best production out of your crops.
When the time comes, you'll want true compassion balanced with clinical care for your mom or dad, grandma, or grandpa. Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs provides a warm, caring, and secure environment for individuals who need medication assistance, healthy meals, and assistance with daily activities. You can help by introducing them to our Assisted Living Center. Come on in for a tour and consultation. Find out about our monthly move-in specials and respite visits. Furnished suites are available. Call 208-547-0257. The Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs, Idaho, a place to call home.
The score sits at 5-2 as we welcome you back to the Sanders Furniture and Appliance third inning. Sanders Furniture Appliance is your place to go get the best brands, including Lazy Boy, Amana, Maytag, Crosley, GE, and more. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance, making your house a home, serving Caribou County and southeastern Idaho for over the last 80 years. Cardinals will again send Peterson out to the mound. He was able to strand a runner at third base after giving up a leadoff walk to Colby Dreesen in the second inning. So he tosses the ball to himself in the right hand before getting set to face off against Gavin Combs, Chase Evans, and Carson Thorpe. Those the scheduled 3 for the Dragons. Combined are 0 for 1 as Peterson hit a pair of them in the first inning. And the first pitch is upstairs to Combs as he takes it for a ball. Combs grounded out to shortstop his first time up, as it was a smart play by Zach Housley on that ground out, looking both runners that were on second and third at the time back to their bases, and a huge cut by Combs at a off-speed pitch has him back to even in the count 1-1. Those 2 runners would come around to score in the end as a pitch down in the dirt kicks up to the glove of Hunsaker behind the plate. After Evans was hit by a pitch, Carson Thorpe would be hit by a pitch to drive home a run. And then Cameron Wright hit a sacrifice fly to bring home another run. As a pitch popped up by Combs, that's going to get beyond us and back towards one of the softball fields once again. And the count goes to even 2-2 to the leadoff batter in the bottom of the third inning. 3-run lead for the Dragons, 5-2 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. As the Cardinals will play a shift to left field on the number 5 hitter in the lineup for the Dragons. Pitch swung on and missed, and Combs goes down swinging a mighty cut. Didn't get cheated, but couldn't catch up to the fastball, and he goes down on strikes as the first out of the inning is recorded to the leadoff batter for the first time in the game today. Brings up Chase Evans. As I said, hit on a 1-2 pitch in the middle of the back his last time up. Right-handed batter. Will take the first pitch at the knees on the outside for a strike. It's been nice to see Caleb Peterson settle in. He's recorded an out on the last 4 batters he's faced. So wind and fire again. A pitch just a little bit outside moves it back to 1-1. And in fact, earned the walk to Colby Dreesen to lead off the second inning. He's retired the last 6 of the last 7 batters he's faced. So he's really started to settle in this game. Another pitch upstairs moves it to 2-1. And Chase Evans back into a hitter's count. Over at third base, Logan Mumford guarding the line, playing just about even with the bag. On the right side, Cardinals are playing off. And again, Evans is hit on the left shoulder as he turns away from this one. And he is continuing to be a target, unintentionally you hope, of Caleb Peterson. As again, he ends up putting a runner on base via the hit pitch. That's the 4th batter he's hit in the game. He's given up 3 hits, 1 walk, and those 4 hit batsmen. 8 runners for the Malad Dragons as the first pitch strike is poured in to Carson Thorpe. He was also hit by a pitch his last time up. Peterson sets again, steps to the plate, upstairs, and the count will go to 1-1. On deck stands Cameron Wright. He flew out to shallow center field his first time up. Was a sacrifice fly. Another pitch upstairs. Goes to 2-1 the count. Peterson working up in the zone. That can be a little bit dangerous, especially when you have a good hitting team like the Malad Dragons. If they start getting a few pitches that are left hanging like that one was, they'll start hitting them, and that is exactly what Carson Thorpe does. It's just a soft single to left field, but it puts runners on first and second with only one out. That was a breaking ball that was left up in the zone, and Thorpe was able to just go with it. Didn't try to do too much, didn't try to power it, got it inside on the handle of the bat, but was able to serve it to left field. And the Dragons have a rally going in the bottom of the third. Only one out. The number 8 batter, Cameron Wright, up to the plate. Back to second base goes Caleb Peterson. As he looks Evans back to the bag. Cameron Wright had a 9-pitch at bat his first time up, so he's seen plenty of Peterson, and he takes an off-speed pitch for a strike. Peterson will get ahead in the count for the third straight batter. Wright playing left field today. He'll take a pitch upstairs, and the count goes back to 1-1. And it's an even count with one out. Wright looks, runner at third base goes. Evans is going to slide in. The throw off of the bag, so Evans slides in safely. It's a double steal. The throw beat Evans, actually, but it was so far off the bag that when the tag was applied, he had already been able to slide in safely. The pitch, I believe, was taken for a strike, but runners in scoring position for Cameron Wright. And now you just got to put the ball in play. Cardinals bring the infield in. Pitch upstairs, misses for a ball. As the count moves to 3-1. And now Wright can just look for a pitch in a certain spot and try and drive one. Pitch is inside. That's ball 4. And on the second walk surrendered by Caleb Peterson, the bases are loaded. And Malad's only had one hit in this inning. That was a single by Carson Thorpe. Brings up Stetson Clark, who flew out to shallow center field his last time up as well. He takes a first pitch strike. If he flies out to shallow center field again, you have a chance at scoring Chase Evans from third base and getting yourselves back to that 4-run cushion. 5-2 the lead sits at, and it will be a fly ball. That's to shallow right field. Taylor Adams comes in. Throw is going to come home. Great throw, and it's going to keep Chase Evans back at third, and it ends up being a simple fly out that the Cardinals will take to get the second out of the inning. 20 pitches in, Colby Dreesen will come up to the plate as he'll have an opportunity. He's 1 for 1, was left stranded at third base after walking his last time, and does have a run scored. Peterson surrendered 5 runs to the Malad Dragons. 4 of those have been earned. All of them came in the first inning, trying to get out of this inning without giving up any as Dreesen turns on one to the left side. Good contact, but out in front, and the count goes to 0-1. Dangerous batter for the Malad Dragons at the plate, especially in a dangerous position. Bases loaded. Another pitch underneath it as Dreesen looking to try and drive one. Put a huge cut on that one, and the count goes to 0-2. Peterson's in a place now that he can try and get Dreesen to go fishing. Dreesen's got to defend. Holds the bat up behind his head, thumb out. He'll fight that pitch off to the backstop, and we'll see the 0-2 pitch once again as Hubbard moves over to retrieve the ball. Tosses it back to the umpire. You got to count this inning for a win if Peterson can get out of it without surrendering a run. But the bases are loaded. That's going to be tough to do as another pitch inside popped up. That is going to just get beyond the fencing. Hunsaker thought he might have a play on it, but ends up getting away from everybody, and the count will stay at 0-2 for yet another pitch here in the bottom of the third inning. Brought to you by Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs. Peterson fires that pitch off and away, and the count goes to 1-2. trying to get Dreesen fishing after he had swung at the first 4 pitches of the at-bat. But Dreesen wisely holds off. Count to 1-2 with 2 outs. Peterson again winds. This pitch just missing again. The count goes to 2-2. Deuce is wild here in the third with the bases full. No place to send the Dragons, trying to clear out the den. As a pitch fought off to the right side, another foul ball comes from Colby Dreesen, the sophomore working against the freshman, a pair of underclassmen that are battling together like we're hopefully going to see in the future. As these two will have plenty more opportunities to go against each other, as that's the last of the fresh baseballs. And the umpire is having to hold off for a few more to be retrieved. As this one will be tossed back to him. Everybody else still working on gathering some more as well. 2-2 count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning of Game 1 of these district championships. Winner goes on to play Bear Lake. Cardinals right now trailing the Malad Dragons 5-2 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. That might get more as this is a ball grounded over to short. Housley bobbles it. Dreesen on to first base. He'll be safe as the throw is wild. It'll score a second run up to third base. Moves Cameron Wright. And on the error, the Soda Springs Cardinals will surrender 2 runs. Housley had a tough hop kick into his chest, bobbled it. It is 1 RBI for Dreesen. Excuse me, no RBIs for Dreesen, but 2 runs across. It's now 7-2. Peterson fires one inside. Runner goes. Throw goes down to short as Housley puts on the tag, but it's late. And another MySpace Storage stolen base is recorded. First pitch was a ball to Hubbard as well. So now runners at second and third. 7 runs, only 4 of them earned, though, by the Malad Dragons. Is another error for the Cardinals hurting them. We talked about that in the pregame show. Pitch missing outside moves it to 2-0 to Justin Hubbard. As the errors the Cardinals have had this year have really come at bad times. There's another one as it keeps the Cardinals from getting out of the inning. Peterson's pitch to the plate. That's slapped through the hole between second and third. Gets into left field. Kyle Dursteller up with the ball, flips it in, and it's a RBI single for Justin Hubbard, which brings across another run. Dreesen moves up into scoring position, and the inning continues again. It's now 8-2 Malad on top as we continue to work in the bottom of the third inning. A 6-run lead for the Dragons, their largest of the game. As Peterson again will stare in. Long inning for him as he's going to face the 8th batter of the frame. Hubbard takes off for second. Bad jump. The tag just a little bit late. Again, off of the bag. And it's another MySpace Storage stolen base. And all this with 2 outs as the Cardinals looked like they were going to be able to get out of it. Dreesen grounded a ball to short, and he ended up reaching on error. He now stands at third base. Hubbard behind him. Slapped shot. Goes over towards second. And the throw on to first base is in time, and the out's recorded as Trevor Howe goes down, and the Cardinals will escape any more damage. But they trail 8-2 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Back with your 4th inning on KBRV The Co-op and online at mylocalradio.com, your home for all Cardinal athletics.
This broadcast of high school sports is being made possible by the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming.
Hi, I'm Todd Hunziker. Most dealers focus on the experience you have just a few moments that you're in their store. At Hunziker Ford, we want to keep you happy forever. And to prove it, we offer warranty forever at no cost to you. So here's the deal. All you have to do is follow the maintenance schedule on virtually anything you buy from us. And the expensive powertrain components are covered forever. That's Todd Hunziker Ford, just east of Lava Hot Springs on Highway 30. It's just that simple.
Once more, we welcome you out to the home of the District 5 Championships on KBRV The Co-op and online at mylocalradio.com as the Soda Springs Cardinals trailing 8-2 to the Malad Dragons. Malad, the number 2 seed in this district tournament, so they're the home team as we move to inning number 4 Your third inning was brought to you by Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, where they carry only the best brands, including Lazy Boy, Amana, Maytag, Crosley, GE, and more. Visit Sanders Furniture and Appliance, where they'll make your house a home. Dragons feeling right at home here in Bear Lake. Definitely a wonderful day to make the fans here feel cozy, as the sun has continued to shine brightly. A much different story than last year's District 5 championships, which saw a cloudy, snowy, cold, windy day for game number 1 and game number 3 for the Soda Springs Cardinals. And those tough days that the Cardinals went 1-2 in that district tournament. Here coming in, trying to reverse their fates that they've had in these district championships. But the offense has work in front of them. It'll be Taylor Adams, Case Griffiths, and Kyle Dursteller again against Chase Evans, who has thrown 60 pitches but worked his way through some trouble, giving up 2 runs, both unearned, through the first 3 innings of play. Faces Adams, who was able to get on base after catcher's interference his first time up, and first pitch swinging, slides one out to second base where it's snared by the second baseman Carson Thorpe, and the out is recorded on the first pitch. Aggressive swing by Adams, good pitch to swing at, but it is out number 1 as Case Griffiths, who walked his first time up, will step into the batter's box. Right-handed batter, and the first pitch to him is downstairs in the dirt. Chase Evans has only given up 2 hits so far to the Soda Springs Cardinals, and that is a double to Johnson, who got an RBI off of the play, and Dylan Downs, who singled in the first inning. Other than that, it's been a pair of errors behind him, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts so far in the game, including 2 back in the second inning. The pitch fouled off by Case Griffiths, moves the count to 1-1. The senior trying to get things going, and he'll take a pitch upstairs that misses for a ball. 2-1 as ahead in the count goes the Cardinal senior. Evans will rock, wind, fire, and this pitch swung on and missed a little bit late, as that fastball definitely has a good offset from the off-speed pitches that Chase Evans is able to throw. He'll step back up onto the rubber, both feet pointing directly at home plate as he works from the windup, and the pitch down low catches the dirt and goes to 3-2. Still only 1 out in the inning. A little bit longer at bat. Another full count. The Cardinals have been able to work themselves to, but they haven't taken advantage very often. Here they do, as Griffiths for the second time is able to work the base on balls on a pitch away. That's another Davis repair base on balls, and the Cardinals put a runner on first base. 3rd walk surrendered by Evans. And Kyle Dursteller will step up. He's got a pair of strikeouts in the game so far, both swinging, 1 on 3 pitches. That was in the second inning, and then he had a full count that he worked to 7 pitches in the first inning, but still went down on strikes. He gets ahead here with a pitch off the plate and away. Count to 1-0 and an 8-2 game, with the Malad Dragons on top by 6 runs over the Soda Springs Cardinals on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Pitch inside, fouled off, back and away, and the count goes to 1-1 on Dursteller with 1 out and Case Griffiths on first base. Dursteller has seen an improvement this year in every sport that he's played. Football was a big part of the defense for the Cardinals. There's a pitch missing down and away. This count goes to 2-1. Basketball, as far as the JV team is concerned, made a statement that he's going to be one of those players to watch on the basketball court next year, as Evans will again wind and fire. A pitch inside and low, and he's behind in the count again, now 3-1. In danger of maybe another walk with a dangerous bat coming up next, and Zach Housley, several dangerous bats in a row. Dursteller ahead, can search for a pitch as Evans will fire one at the knees for a strike, as that one dropped in just at the hollow of the knee, and the count goes full once again. Back-to-back full counts. Full count number 7 in this game for Chase Evans. He winds and fires. Runner takes off. Ball is going to be hit through the hole where the shortstop was, and they're going to say another balk on Evans. That's actually going to be good in the case for the Dragons, as that ball was hit to a spot that would have seen Case Griffiths move to third, as that was into the gap between left and center field. Now it just ends up with Griffiths standing at second base. So another balk. We'll see another 3-2 count. One out. He's still in the top of the fourth inning. Evans fires to the plate. That pitch on the outside corner, and down goes Dursteller again. As the count goes clean to Zach Housley with a runner in scoring position at second base. He'll stare in, droops the arms as he works from the stretch, kicks and fires to the plate as the pitch inside misses for a ball to Housley. Housley has been on base via an error and has also grounded out to shortstop in his 2 plate appearances, 0 for 2 officially, and looking for the first base knock. Big time to do it. And he'll take a pitch off the plate, and the count goes to 2-0. Housley had the big hit that ended the game as he tripled to left center field, but it did end the game as Dursteller was thrown out home on an amazing throw by Howe. Another pitch upstairs to Housley, moves it to 3-0. Dylan Downs awaits on deck with 2 outs in the top of the fourth inning. 8-2, Cardinals offense hoping to get another run put up onto the board in this game and make the work that Dragons have a little bit tougher in shortening this contest, as a pitch fired down the heart of the plate moves it to 3-1. Buckling down to make sure that one went across the plate was Chase Evans. As the Clouds continuing to buckle together on the backside of the field. A pitch upstairs just misses, and the count moves to 4 balls, which gives another Davis Repair walk to the Cardinals. That's walk number 4, the second in this inning. As Case Griffiths will stay at second base, Housley moves over to first, and Dylan Downs in a good RBI position will step into the right-handed box. Downs singled on a full count pitch his first time up to the plate. Grounded out to third his second time up. As Evans comes set down at the belt. Kicks, fires, and a pitch up and away misses for a ball. Interesting to see how far the Dragons let their junior pitcher go. As right now he sits 19 pitches into this inning. He's throwing 79 pitches overall. Another pitch to the plate upstairs, and the count goes to 2-0. And again, he's behind the batter. 2 outs in the inning to the 5th batter of the frame. Downs has been up in the first, third, and now here in the top of the 4th inning. Awaits another pitch. This one up and in, and Downs takes it. And the count goes to 3-0, and the bases could be loaded for Jaron Johnson, who doubled on a diving try by the center fielder Justin Hubbard to the right center field gap. Ball evaded the glove of Hubbard on that play and brought home a run. As a pitch at the knees is called for a strike, Downs knew it as he just looks down to the third base box, and the count instead just settles to 3-1 with 2 outs. 6-run lead for the Dragons. Good opportunity, one of the best opportunities the Cardinals have had to try and strike themselves back into it. As another one taken, and back-to-back Davis Repair walks have loaded the bases, and it's been loaded all via the walk, and that is going to bring Coach T.C. Williams out to the mound to chat with his pitcher, as he's 23 pitches into this inning, and again has started to give up a few easy passes to the Soda Springs Cardinals, and walks can always be a difference maker in a baseball game, and that could be the case once again, as he wants to just calm his pitcher down. Combs bumping and laughing and joking a bit with his pitcher, as Williams will again make his way back over to the home dugout along the third base side. Bends over, retrieves a little bit of gravel in the middle of the field, tosses it away as he again saunters back over towards the white posts that line the dugouts here in Bear Lake and Montpelier, Idaho. Jaron Johnson steps in. He's 1 for 2. One of the 2 hits the Cardinals have so far in today's game. Doubled in a run. Was left at third base. As Evans winds, fires, and the pitch inside and tight will move the count to 1-0. And again, Evans falls behind another Cardinal batter. 4 straight batters he's fallen behind. Johnson awaits another pitch, swings at one just at the letters, and the count moves to 1-1 as he fouls it off behind home plate. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning, 8-2, but the Cardinals threatening to try and get back in as they trail the Dragons by 6. Johnson awaits again. Pitch upstairs near that dome, and Johnson takes that one patiently as the count goes to 2-1. This will be the most pitches Johnson has seen in at bat. 2 pitches his first at bat before popping out, 3 pitches before doubling, and now a pitch at the letters for a strike on the inside. Evens it up on the 4th pitch he sees in this at bat. And with the 2-2 count, Johnson's going to have to buckle down. Holds the bat over the right shoulder. Upright stance, crouches low at the last second as Evans works into his windup, and this one popped up. Johnson went fishing, might be playable. Back behind home plate, Dreesen basket catches it for the out, and the inning is over. Cardinals threatened by loading the bases, but they can't bring home a run, and we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Dragons leading this one 8-2 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, with the Dragons offense getting set to bring up the heart of their order, Wilkins, Combs, and Evans, when we come back on KBRV The Co-op and online at mylocalradio.com.
Caribou County Athletics are being brought to you by Bear River Head Start, where they are now accepting applications for preschool. Call 435-755-0181 and enroll your 3- or 4-year-old children today.
Here's a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials for the week of May 4th through the 10th in Soda Springs. 80% lean, 20% fat. Ground beef is just $2.49 a pound. Family packs of thighs or drumsticks are just 99 cents a pound. And boneless New York pork chops are $1.69 a pound. $10 mix or match bags are back. Grab 2-pound packages of carrots, fresh white corn, 1-pound packages of mini sweet peppers, red or yellow onions, and plenty of other fruits and vegetables to pack into your bag for just $10. And those are just some of the savings you can find at Lalaton's in Soda Springs. This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Ricky Wood and Gate City Real Estate. Call Ricky today at 208-547-7012 and let her help you find your way home. Welcome back out once again to the home of the home of the District 5 Championships here in Montpelier, Idaho. The Soda Springs Cardinals are looking to try and find a bit more success as they currently are trailing the Malad Dragons 8-2. Caleb Peterson is going to be back out into the circle for the Soda Springs Cardinals as he continues to work. It'll be J.D. Wilkins to lead things off for the Malad Dragons. And Wilkins will take a first pitch for a ball as the count goes to 1-0. Combs will be on deck as another pitch misses away. Count goes into a 2-0 count. Third at bat for Wilkins, who is 1 for 2 with an RBI single and a run scored, as well as a stolen base in his appearances so far. He'll swing and pop one up down the left side, drifting into foul territory, and it ends up dropping beyond the reach of Kyle Dursteller as the count moves to 2-1. Still happy to have you with us. Soda Springs is still struggling to find answers to the Malad Dragons offense, as well as the Malad Dragons pitching, as the Cardinals have left 7 on base so far. As another pitch popped up down the left side, again underneath it is Wilkins, and that one will get out of play as the count moves to 2-2. Bottom of the 4th inning, 8-2. Malad looking for a few more runs to shorten this one and give themselves a little bit of a breather before they take on the Bear Lake Bears, if they continue to hold on to the lead and win this one, as that game will be coming up after this one. Bear Lake will take on the winner, and barring a comeback by the Cardinals, it does look like it will be the Malad Dragons. Count goes full, 3-2, as Peterson misses again. Rocks, winds, and fires as this ball is lifted softly into shallow center field. Downs will come in, plays it on a hop, but it's a leadoff single by Wilkins to open up the bottom of the 4th inning. That is the 6th hit surrendered by the Cardinals today, and Gavin Combs will step up. He is still yet to get a hit, yet to get on base. One of 2 Dragons yet to get on base, as the other one is Stetson Clark, who wraps up the order for Malad. 8-4 as Gavin Combs, big right-hander, awaits. Rests the bat on his shoulders. Pitch way upstairs. Runner goes, and Wilkins slides in just ahead of the tag. applied by Zach Housley. Count goes to 1-0 with another MySpace Storage stolen base. Dragons with that one have their 8th stolen base of the game, as they have been aggressive on the base paths. We saw that when they came and played the Cardinals at home, as a pitch popped up by Combs. Might be playable over on the left field side. That one just gets out of reach as well, and the count moves to 1-1. Nobody out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Heart of the order for the Malad Dragons with Chase Evans on deck. He has no official at-bats. He's been hit by a pitch twice. After that, Carson Thorpe is 1 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch as well, and a pitch spoiled off back against the press box and into the netting. And the count goes to 1-2. Combs looking to try and end an 0 for 2 day. Give himself a base knock. Big hole over on the right side between second and first. He'll instead go down the third base line, but in front as he turns on one too much, and the bouncer ends up moving to the left of the bag, and the count stays at 1-2. Fans watching from beyond the outfield fences, both in right field and in center field. The pitch upstairs just doesn't drop in. Peterson got late drop on the curveball, but not enough. And Peterson will set again. And another pitch fouled off to the right side, as the count stays at 2-2. Wilkins off to his lead at second. Represents the 9th run for the Dragons today. He's going to have to stay there for a while as Combs swings and misses. The 3rd punch out by Peterson, the 2nd one of Combs. And Peterson, 12 pitches into the inning, gets his first out. Chase Evans will step up. He's looking to just swing the bat, as he's been hit by a pitch twice. And both times with 3 pitch counts, as the first pitch to him here misses inside. He had a 1-2 count the first time up, and had a 2-1 count the second time up. Both times made it to first via the plunking. As Peterson looks back over to second base, chases Wilkins back to the bag, and will redo the 1-2 look, or 1-0 look, excuse me, as this pitch is a check swing but called strike on the inside. Count goes back even at 1-1 with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Evans swings and fouls one off again. Count to 1-2. Fans continuing to slowly make their way down, as an early game today definitely makes it a little bit difficult for parents and fans to be able to make their way in. So happy to be able to supply you with this broadcast as Evans takes strike 3 looking on the outside corner, as he goes down looking for the 4th punch out. First one looking for Caleb Peterson, and Carson Thorpe, who's 1 for 2 with a single, will have the task of getting the 2-out rally really going. And he's going to swing at the first pitch he sees popped up on the infield, as both Logan Mumford, Zach Housley will look at it near third base. It'll be Mumford who puts it away, and on the first pitch, Thorpe pops out, and the Cardinals will escape a runner on second base with a leadoff single, and we head to the top of the 5th inning on KBRV, the Co-op, and online at mylocalradio.com with a 6-run lead for the Malad Dragons, 8-2 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Troy Young Plumbing and Heating. Call 208-221-0581 for all your plumbing needs, including new installs and remodels, repairs, furnace installation, and more.
Imagine a mining company who nurtures butterflies. At Monsanto, we plant wildflower seeds on recently mined land. The flowers support a thriving butterfly population, which then feeds small birds, who are in turn hunted by eagles and hawks. By paying attention to nature's detail, Monsanto sustains a broader ecosystem. That's one reason why 6 federal and state agencies have honored us with their highest award for excellence in annual operations. Monsanto. Imagine.
Once again, we are back out at the home of the District 5 Championships. The Malad Dragons with an 8-2 lead over the Soda Springs Cardinals. Both runs against Evans have been unearned, but he is done for the day as a new pitcher will be J.D. Wilkins as he makes his way onto the mound. Wilkins will see Evans make his way over to first base. Combs goes over to third as he is replaced at first base by Evans. And over to the shortstop position, it looks like they've moved Trevor Howe from his third base spot. And those are your changes for the Malad Dragons in their order. For J.D. Wilkins, he was the pitcher of note the first time that the second time the Cardinals and the Dragons matched up against each other in Soda Springs. And he had complete control of that game against the Soda Springs Cardinals until the final inning, as he pitched all 5 innings, gave up 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, and walked 1, hitting 2 batters as well. Gave up 1 run, and that was an unearned run by the Soda Springs Cardinals. So Evans' day is done after 4 innings of work. 5th inning is brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier, Idaho, the small town pharmacy that gives you world-class service. Wilkins into the windup. The right-hander faces Caleb Peterson, and the first pitch is off the plate and away as the count goes to 1-0. Peterson has reached on an error and popped out to the shortstop in his 2 plate appearances. The right-hander 0 for 2 officially today. He'll be followed by Peyton Lish, and Logan Mumford as a swing and a miss at a pitch away from him moves it to 1-1. Chase Evans in his time on the mound threw 88 pitches. Caleb Peterson also threw 4 innings, has thrown 88 pitches as Peterson does a little gardening in the in the right-handed batter's box before feeling comfortable, steps back in and takes a pitch on the outside corner for another strike, and the count goes to 1-2. Soda Springs has scored individual runs in the second and third inning for their 2. Malad scored 5 in the first inning, 3 in the third inning. As a pitch bounces up and the count goes to 2-2. Both of the Cardinals' runs were unearned runs as errors allowed them to get on base. An error on the shortstop, an error on the then third baseman Howe. So that is how we got to where we're at as the ball bounced towards first base and taken to the bag. Just stays fair as it kicks over the bag, and Peterson is an out recorded. As he asked the umpire down the first base side, "You sure that didn't jump foul?" And the umpire says, "Nope, I was right on it." And that one of the rarities that does not kick left or right here on some of the fields in Idaho, as that got a true bounce straight down the line and stayed fair. 1 out, top of the 5th inning, brought to you by Bear Lake Drug as Peyton Lish fouls off the first pitch he sees, and the count goes to 0-1. Lish so far today has walked and grounded out in his 2 plate appearances back in the second and third inning. Takes a pitch inside and down in the dirt as the count goes to 1-1. Wilkins throws a little bit harder than Evans does. A little bit more seasoned of a pitcher. As this one to the plate, right down the pipe, and the count goes to 1-2. Cardinals saw plenty of pitching last week, 3 games, and then again played their 3 games of scrimmages on Saturday. Seeing some old pitchers come in from the outside. Tanner Myers came in, did some pitching. So, got to see Coach Uskoski pitch a little bit as this ball fouled off over to the right side. Long run. Evans is not going to get there in time as it kicks against the fence, and the count stays at 2-2 for yet another pitch to Peyton Lish. Steps back into the right-handed batter's box once again. Looks over to the third base box where Coach Uskoski flashing the signs. Nobody on base. You guess Lish with the right to swing away. He gets Wilkins to wind, fire, and fire another one. This one past Lish, and that's his first strikeout. And the second out of the inning is recorded quickly and promptly, 2 up, 2 down. As Logan Mumford, who's already struck out twice looking, will step into the box. Logan looking to make contact and looking to put the ball in play for the first time. Was aggressive early on in his first at-bat and then became somewhat passive in his second at-bat. Here, swings at the first pitch he sees and is behind the fastball as the count goes to 0-1. 2 outs, top of your Bear Lake Drug 5th inning, 8-2. Cardinals down by 6, and another foul ball by Mumford is sent back to the backstop as the count goes to 0-2. For the Malad Dragons, it'll be 8-9-1 coming up in the bottom of the 5th inning. As a pitch taken just off the outside, count goes to 1-2. And we'll see if Wilkins goes away from the fastball. 3 straight fastballs, gives another one down the middle, and the kiss one fouled off as the count will stay at 1-2 for yet another pitch. Clouds beginning to overpower overhead. The spots of blue just starting to be pushed away. Still plenty of it above us as we work here in Montpelier. Another ball lifted into center field. Hubbard gets a good read on it. Came in, then backed up, camped underneath it. And the out is recorded on a fly out to center field. The Cardinals go up and down 1-2-3 as Wilkins only has to throw 15 pitches in the inning. And we head to, 16 pitches in the inning. And we head to the bottom of the 5th. Still 8-2 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard on your home for Cardinal Athletics, KBRV the Co-op, and online at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by State Farm Insurance of Montpelier, Idaho. State Farm is here to help life go right. Call Scott at 208-847-0141 for personal service.
Let technology make life a little easier and give you peace of mind about your home. With affordable security and smart home options, SilverStar makes it easy to take the first step. Keep an eye on what's important to you and be able to act before an incident becomes an emergency. You're in good hands when you choose SilverStar. We've been bringing cutting-edge technology and star treatment customer service to Eastern Idaho and Western Wyoming for nearly 70 years. Call us today and ask about our starter security and smart home packages.
Welcome back into the bottom of the 5th inning. Cardinals trailing 8-2 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Their 2 runs have been brought to you by Ricky Wood and Gate City Real Estate. Let her help you find your way home at 208-547-7012 for all of your real estate needs. Contact Ricky Wood. Caleb Peterson is back onto the mound. He's thrown 88 pitches so far. 110 pitches the limit for any pitcher in Idaho this year, as the new pitcher rules have been adjusted to by most of the coaches across the state. So 22 pitches left in the first pitch. Not a good start as Cameron Wright is hit by the opening pitch of the bottom of the 5th inning. That's the 5th hit batter that Caleb Peterson has plunked, and it puts the leadoff man on base. That's the 4th time in 5 innings that the leadoff man has gotten on base, and only 1 time has it been because of a single. That's the 1 time the Cardinals didn't give up any runs after giving up the leadoff man. As another ball gets past the catcher, that's going to allow Wright to move up to second base, and the count goes to 1-0 on Stetson Clark. Clark's flown out both his first 2 plate appearances, once to center, once to right. Taylor Adams put away the last one, and now Coach Yuskoski is going to wander out to the mound. That is going to do it for the pitching of Caleb Peterson. He is going to be replaced by Peyton Lish, and with this pitching change, we are going to take a break. We'll be back after this. The bottom of the 5th continues, 8-2 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Runner on second base for the Malad Dragons as Lish works his warm-ups. We'll be back on your home for Cardinal Athletics, KBRV the Co-op, and online at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Arctic Circle of Soda Springs, where you can get burgers made from premium Black Angus beef, as well as fries and onion rings with their delicious fry sauce. Be sure to top it all off with a soft serve cone piled high and dipped with their delicious chocolate topping.
Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
Soda Springs Cardinals going to Peyton Lish on the mound here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 8-2, the Malad Dragons on top here in the District 5 Championships. Lish, right-handed pitcher, works with a bevy of off-speed pitches, has a knuckleball, a curveball, fastball, and changeup that he can mix up. It's a straight-up switch as Caleb Peterson will take his place at second base on the right side of the infield, as Taylor Adams will continue to be in the normal position that Caleb Peterson roves, as he's normally been put out into right field whenever he has been playing for the Cardinals. As Lish will work his way up on top of the circle with a 1-0 count facing Stetson Clark, the number 9 batter in the Dragons order. Lish looks in with the glove fanned out on the base of his leg before he kicks, fires, and the pitch bounced up to the plate, overthrowing a bit as the count goes to 2-0. Nobody out in the bottom of the 5th inning. Brought to you by Bear Lake Drug, small town pharmacy with world-class services. Another pitch in the dirt misses, and the count goes to 3-0. And Lish struggling to find the zone. First base is open, so would add the force out. If he ends up walking this batter, he gets a strike across the knees as the count goes to 3-1 on the 3rd pitch he delivers. Came in the middle of a batter. That's never an easy thing to do when you already have a ball against you as the pitcher on the mound. As this pitch misses as well, and the first 4 pitches from Peyton Lish result in a walk down to first base, another Bear Lake Drug walk. A Davis repair walk, I apologize. And with nobody out, the Dragons have runners on first and second in the top of the order coming up. Colby Dreesen is 1 for 2 so far, has reached base 3 times with a walk, a single, and reached on an error. He's got 2 stolen bases, has been left at third base twice. Rocks back in the stance, socks up to the knees as the ball get past the catcher Hunsaker, kicked off of the plate and away from the glove. And the count will go to 1-0 with both runners moving up. And it makes it 2nd and 3rd. Already 8-2. Can't let that deficit get any worse. And you definitely can't allow 4 runs to score, as that would shorten this game to a 10-run rule. Dreesen takes another pitch down the heart of the plate as the count goes to 1-1. Justin Hubbard waits on deck. Trevor Howe and J.D. Wilkins will follow him as the top of the order. We'll see a pitch fouled off as Dreesen gets to a 1-2 count as he was late and underneath the pitch. Lish looks in, working from the windup with runners at 2nd and 3rd. Pitch down to the dirt, evens it back up at 2-2. And Dreesen showing a good eye at the plate. Dreesen saw 12 pitches, including a 7-pitch at-bat from Caleb Peterson. Here you've seen 4 pitches from Lish. Number 5 is fouled off to the right side, and much like the last time he faced Peterson, into a little bit of a battle, this time sophomore against sophomore. Dreesen doing the catching for the Malad Dragons. He's definitely got to be hoping for a quicker game, as he'll save some energy for game number 2 if he's behind the plate. Another pitch gets past the catcher Hunsaker, moves it to 3-2. As the count goes full, both runners hold where they are. There's not a lot of room behind the backstop and behind home plate. As if it gets back, it's got to be a very slow reaction by the catcher, with Hunsaker quickly out of the crouch. He's able to limit anybody moving up. 3-2 count. Lish needs to find the zone here. A pitch fouled off of the mask of Hunsaker. That one goes back and kicks off away from the field of play, and the count stays at 3-2. We'll see pitch number 8 in this at-bat. The 12th pitch that Lish has thrown, still yet to record an out. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. Came on with one inherited runner. Now walks Dreesen as that pitch upstairs and in. A good at-bat by Dreesen. You can't shame Lish too much on that one, as Dreesen was able to foul off 4 pitches before earning the walk, and it loads the bases for the Malad Dragons. First base was open, so nobody moves up. Justin Hubbard steps up. He singled his last time up to left field. That brought home a run. He's 1 for 2 officially. Struck out in his other at-bat that counted and has been hit by a pitch. As the ball gets past Hunsaker, everybody holds. Hubbard represents the winning run, as if he can get on base and come around to score, then it would make it a 12-2 game. So the Cardinals hoping to keep that winning run in the batter's box and not allow it to move up any. The right-handed batter awaits as Lish will fire one that's bounced towards first, and that does get the kick over to the right side. Jaron Johnson made a try to get to it, as they think he was trying to get the ball home. He was going to try and get the ball home, but it kicked away from him and got to foul territory before he could get a play to it. As the count moves to 1-1 with still nobody out in the bottom of the 5th inning. Stick around with us for our post-game show. Regardless of what happens at this inning, we'll have our Bear Lake Drug post-game show coming your way. Lish again winds, fires the pitch up and away. Count goes to 2-1 to Hubbard. And he'll work ahead in the count again, too. Cardinals dugout has been silenced as they haven't had much to cheer about in these later innings. Been held scoreless in the 4th and 5th innings, leaving some runners on base as another pitch gets past the catcher Hunsaker. The count goes to 3-1. And everybody still stays put. Cameron Wright not confident in trying to steal home. As now Coach Yuskoski is going to come out and chat with his pitcher Lish. As Peyton struggling to find the zone himself, he's only thrown 6 strikes so far in the game. 4 of those were fouled off by Colby Dreesen. 1 of those came to Stetson Clark. And an at-bat he came into with a 3-1 count. And the other one came in this at-bat with the count at 3-1. And you know that Coach Yuskoski is going to hate to have to go to find somebody else. And right now I'm sure the message to Peyton Lish is just find the zone. Because walking them does us no good. It doesn't even give us a chance. If they have to put the ball in play, at least it gives us a chance. So throw some strikes with nobody out. Walks don't find you back in that dugout. So we'll see what Hubbard does here. 3-1 count in his favor. See if he's going to take a pitch or if he's going to be aggressive at the plate. Left-handed batter against the right-handed pitching Lish with the bases juiced full of Dragons. Cardinals have brought the infield in. Standing on the grass is Caleb Peterson and Jaron Johnson. As now a balk is going to be called by the umpires, and that is going to bring home a run. So a balk surrendered. Another run will count against Peterson as he gives up 9 runs in his plate appearances. That does it for his day officially as his final run comes across. And Peyton Lish now finds out what he did wrong, works to correct it. He'll look in with runners at 2nd and 3rd. 9-2 now after another run comes across the plate on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Justin Hubbard still with a 1-2, and time is going to be called by Hubbard at the plate as he steps out. Lish comes up to the circle again, or to the mound again, excuse me. Looks in. Hubbard's the one again you got to keep in the box as he represents that winning run, and a pitch misses low, and he ends up sending Hubbard down to first base with another walk, and that's 3 batters faced by Peyton Lish and 3 Davis repair walks. And a dangerous bat in Trevor Howe coming up. He's only 1 for 3 today, a RBI single and a run scored, and he's grounded out to second twice. That was the 1st through 3rd inning. As the infield still remains broad in for the Cardinals. Forced at any base as a pitch inside misses, and the count goes to 1-0. J.D. Wilkins stands on deck. He's 2 for 3. So again, a part of the order that the Dragons have seen plenty of success from. The freshman Howe, a player who's so far from what I've seen got a bright future in baseball ahead of him, will take a pitch down and in, throw down to third base, chases the runner back, but Mumford's tag is late in trying to get Stetson Clark, and he ends up being safe. Count goes to 2-0. Still nobody out in the bottom of the 5th. The winning run stands at first. And another time called, this time at the plate by Trevor Howe, as he is again going to step out as part of a strategy possibly to make sure Peyton doesn't get comfortable on the mound, get him out of his rhythm. Also, just to get yourself comfortable in that right-handed batter's box. Pitch inside, called a strike on the inside corner. The count goes to 2-1. 9-2. Bottom of the 5th. Malad on top. hoping to get this game over and give themselves a breather before they take on Bear Lake in a scheduled game that would start at 4:30. A throw home is going to pull Hunsaker off with a home plate dish, and it's a fielder's choice and a throwing error made by Housley that allows the run to score. And everybody is safe as everybody moves up a bag. It is an RBI for Trevor Howe. And the winning run moves up to second now. 10-2 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. And Lish will again go into the windup with J.D. Wilkins at the plate. First pitch to him, bounces away and gets to the backstop. Everybody holds where they're at with still nobody out. You just need to put the ball in play if you're the Dragons right now and move those two runners at second and third up. And you'd like to put the ball in play over to the right side, as again it'll be Uskoski moving out to the mound, and he'll bring Lish back up to the mound with him. We'll see if he sticks with Lish or if he makes the pitching change here again. And it does look like he is going to do that, as Lish will be replaced by Logan Mumford as his day is over with one pitch gone to J.D. Wilkins. It's a 1-0 count, and we'll take another break. Back with more on KBRV The Co-op. Mumford's going to try and get the final 3 outs of this inning with the bases loaded. Back with more on KBRV The Co-op and online with our live video stream at mylocalradio.com as Mumford gets his warm-up pitches in here in the District 5 Championships on your home for Cardinal Athletics.
Caribou County Athletics on KBRV are brought to you by Bear Lake Dental, where their commitment is to provide you with the highest standard of personalized dental care in a gentle, efficient, and professional manner. Call 208-847-0153 to schedule your appointment with Bear Lake Dental.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone: food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Mountain States Insurance Company. Stop in for help with all of your insurance needs at 30 East, 2nd South next to Caribou Jacks in Soda Springs, or call 208-547-2141 and talk to an agent today. Welcome back out to the home of the District 5 Championships. The Cardinals down 10-2, 2 runs already across the plate for the Malad Dragons here in the bottom of the 5th. And if 2 more runs make their way across the plate, then it would wrap things up. Peyton Lish out on the mound ends up working to 4 batters, as he is not able to retire any of them, walked 3 of them, and Trevor Howe reached on a fielder's choice error as the throw home by Zach Housley ends up pulling Hunsaker off of home plate. And it leads to J.D. Wilkins stepping up to the plate with a 1-0 count. And Logan Mumford firing pitches inside. This one misses and gets back to the backstop. And right now in this 5th inning, it's just been a lack of an ability to throw strikes by the Cardinals. As this their 3rd pitcher of the inning, Caleb Peterson started out, hit the first batter he faced. That man came around to score. Peyton Lish came in, walked the next 3. And now Mumford misses with the first 2 pitches he throws, and the count goes to 3-0 to J.D. Wilkins. Bases loaded, which means Wilkins could walk in a run. Instead, he'll line one on a 3-0 count foul down the left side, and the count moves to 3-1. Saw a pitch he liked that was up and in, turned on it, wanted a chance to bring home that run from second himself without the walk. He'll step back in, digging that right foot with the toes into that right-handed batter's box as Mumford will wind, fire, and a pitch kicks up some dirt and another RBI walk as one more run comes across. That one will go against Peyton Lish's record. And the 4th walk of the inning will move the winning run up to 3rd. 3 runs across in the frame. 1 charge to Peterson. 1 charge, 2 charge to Lish. And with Gavin Combs coming up, Cardinals will remain with the infield in as he swings and misses at a breaking ball off the plate. The count goes to 0-1. Combs is 0 for 3. The only Dragon yet to reach base. Struck out twice, and he's grounded out to short. Pitch is going to be hit into center field. Downs on his horse is going to see it get over his glove, and it'll be a walk-off single for Combs. And the Dragons will finish this game off with a 12-2 victory, and Soda Springs will have a date tomorrow with the loser of Malad and Bear Lake, which will be played next. As this game is over and in the books, 12-2, Malad comes away with the win over the Soda Springs Cardinals as they score 4 in the bottom of the 5th, 3 in the bottom of the 3rd, and 5 in the bottom of the 1st to take Game 1 of the District 5 Championships. We'll be back after this with our post-game show. We'll wrap up the stats, give you some final numbers, and give you a sports update from the softball team as we'll talk with Allie Schultz about the Lady Cardinals game tomorrow against Bear Lake right here in Montpelier as we continue to move forward on this Monday afternoon on KBRV The Co-op and online at mylocalradio.com.
This production of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by London Drug and Grace, your good neighbor pharmacy, locally owned, locally loved.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Caribou Jack's Trading Company in Soda Springs, supplying you with everything for your home and your one-stop shop for all of your barbecue needs this spring and summer. Stop by at 50 East 2nd South in Soda Springs or call 208-547-4326 today.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Crop Production Services of Bancroft. Call 208-648-7891 to learn how to get the best production out of your crops.
When the time comes, you'll want true compassion balanced with clinical care for your mom or dad, grandma or grandpa. Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs provides a warm, caring, and secure environment for individuals who need medication assistance, healthy meals, and assistance with daily activities. You can help by introducing them to our Assisted Living Center. Come on in for a tour and consultation. Find out about our monthly move-in specials and respite visits. Furnished suites are available. Call 208-547-0257. The Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs, Idaho, a place to call home.
This broadcast of high school sports is being made possible by the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming.
Hi, I'm Todd Hunziker. Most dealers focus on the experience you have just a few moments that you're in their store. At Hunziker Ford, we want to keep you happy forever, and to prove it, we offer warranty forever at no cost to you. So here's the deal. All you have to do is follow the maintenance schedule on virtually anything you buy from us, and the expensive powertrain components are covered forever. That's Todd Hunziker Ford, just east of Lava Hot Springs on Highway 30. It's just that simple.
Imagine a mining company that respects the quality of the environment and health of natural ecosystems. At Monsanto, we don't begin mining unless we can ensure every safeguard is in place to respect the environment. And if they're not, then we don't mine. Simple as that. That's why we take steps before, during, and after mining to reach our goal of leaving the land even better than we found it. Monsanto. Imagine.
Here's a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials for the week of May 4th through the 10th in Soda Springs. 80% lean, 20% fat ground beef is just $2.49 a pound. Family packs of thighs or drumsticks are just 99 cents a pound, and boneless New York pork chops are $1.69 a pound. $10 mix or match bags are back. Grab 2-pound packages of carrots, fresh white corn, 1-pound packages of mini sweet peppers, red or yellow onions, and plenty of other fruits and vegetables to pack into your bag for just $10. And those are just some of the savings you can find at Lalaton's in Soda Springs.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Troy Young Plumbing and Heating. Call 208-221-0581 for all your plumbing needs, including new installs and remodels, repairs, furnace installation, and more.
Soda Springs falls by a final score of 12-2 as a walk-off single by Gavin Combs cleans it up. And the Dragons end up 10 running the Cardinals in game number 1 of the District 5 championships. The Cardinals end up looking to Caleb Peterson to start the game off. He ended up working 4+ innings, gave up 9 runs. 5 of those runs ended up being earned on 90 pitches. He ended up hitting 5 batters in the game, struck out 4, walked 2, and gave up 6 hits in his time out there on the mound. Peyton Lish came in, was not able to record an out in the 5th inning, walked 3 batters. All 3 of them came around to score, and he ended up throwing 22 pitches in doing so. Logan Mumford also ended up coming in as he tried to close it out. He gave up a walk-off single and a walk himself on 7 pitches, and the Malad Dragons close it out. For the Cardinals, hitting, Dylan Downs went 1 for 2. Jaron Johnson went 1 for 3 with an RBI. Those were the only hits for the Cardinals. Zach Housley had a run scored, and Caleb Peterson had a run scored as well. A balk ended up bringing home a run for the Soda Springs Cardinals in their day at the plate as well. For the Malad Dragons, Chase Evans worked 4 innings through 88 pitches, ended up giving up 2 hits, struck out 5, walked 4, and gave up 2 runs. Both ended up being unearned runs. J.D. Wilkins came in and closed it out with the 5th inning, working a clean 5th inning and throwing 16 pitches in his time on the mound, meaning he might be available for tomorrow. I have to double check what my pitch count says, but I believe he might be available. Struck out 1 in his 1 inning of work on the mound. As for the Malad Dragons, they were led by J.D. Wilkins, who went 2 for 3. Reached base 3 times, had a run scored, and 2 RBIs in the game. Trevor Howe went 1 for 4 with a run and an RBI. Justin Hubbard, 2 runs and 2 RBIs in the number 2 spot in the order. And Colby Dreesen led things off. Reached base every time, went 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored himself. Gavin Combs had the walk-off single, went 1 for 4 with that hit, struck out twice as well, but did have the RBI. Chase Evans went 0 for 1, reached base twice, being hit by a pitch twice, and had 2 runs scored. Carson Thorpe went 1 for 2 with a run and an RBI. Cameron Wright went 0 for 0, had a sacrifice fly, a walk, and was hit by a pitch. He had 2 runs scored and an RBI as well. Stetson Clark went 0 for 2 and had a run scored as well. Bottom of the order doing its job, but the order all up and down had something to do with bringing either one person home or multiple people home throughout the day. Final score again is 12-2. That wraps things up for us in our wrap-up of today's game. Stick with us. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be joined by Allie Schwartz from the Lady Cardinals as they get set for their game tomorrow against Bear Lake. That'll be a 4 o'clock first pitch over at the softball fields here on your home for Cardinal Athletics. KBRV, the Co-op, and online at mylocalradio.com.
Caribou County Athletics are being brought to you by Bear River Head Start, where they are now accepting applications for preschool. Call 435-755-0181 and enroll your 3- or 4-year-old children today.
Let technology make life a little easier and give you peace of mind about your home. With affordable security and smart home options, SilverStar makes it easy to take the first step. Keep an eye on what's important to you and be able to act before an incident becomes an emergency. You're in good hands when you choose SilverStar. We've been bringing cutting-edge technology and star treatment customer service to Eastern Idaho and Western Wyoming for nearly 70 years. Call us today and ask about our starter security and smart home packages.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
Let's take a moment to step away from the music and take a look at the latest happenings in Caribou County sports. It's time for another closer look at the coaches and athletes of the county with Caleb Burgraff on KBRV 800, The Bear.
Caleb Burgraff joined with Allie Schwartz from the Soda Springs softball team. And Allie, the end of the year is here. Are you guys excited about the district tournament this year and the chances that you guys have with how competitive the district is and how competitive you guys have been in those games?
Yeah, we have a really good chance for this year, and I think it'd be awesome to make it to state. It's been my goal ever since I've started softball, and to have this chance would be really cool.
One of the things that I've been talking to the seniors about, and I talked to some before the Westside game about, was the growth that this team's had this year. Have you been happy to be a part of what this team's been able to do, especially with the last 3 years and being able to have so much more confidence on the field this year than those years?
Yes, I think that you have to have a good coach to have a team, and I think Schwann's definitely pulled us together this year and has made us work our butts off to get where we are right now.
That being said, there are still some little things that need to be cleaned up in each and every game, and it seems like the little things really focus on that last out and getting out of innings. What are some changes that you think, not changes, but things that need to be worked on to be made better when it comes to getting out of innings?
I think it's just the little things like you said, like, catch and throw and, fielding your position and stuff, just little things like that, but we can always work on that.
Is it good for the district tournament to be held closer than it was last year and years past with it being over at Bear Lake? Do you think that'll be nicer to be able to have bigger crowds possibly and maybe more people making it over to support?
Yeah, I think that would be awesome, and if we beat Bear Lake, then we get to host district, so... And I love that we've had a lot of support this year from the community and our school to support us, and I think it makes it a lot better for us to play.
I was going to say, it seems the community really has come out, and the crowds have been much bigger at the home games than they have in years past. What's the feeling that you guys get on the field? You talk about being able to play a little bit better. What's the feeling when you guys see crowds lining almost all the way down to the outfield fence when you're playing?
Well, we've never really had people come watch us besides our parents, and I think it's something new for us, and I think it's I think that it benefits us and gets us cheered up when we play, and the more people that come helps us out.
To wrap it all up, what's the one thing that you think needs to be done, or what's the one thing you guys can rely on when it comes to these district games, especially the first couple, that would really be the boost that you need in order to get those wins?
I think just every play, just focusing on every play and to pull our team together and just be ready. We play a lot better when we start off good and finish good. When we are not focused at all, we just don't really come together as a team that much.
Well, hopefully we'll be watching you guys come together as a team this week, and it'll be fun to watch you guys once the district tournament starts up. Thank you for the time.
That was Allie Schultz joining us from the Lady Cardinals softball team, as the Cardinals will be taken to the field tomorrow at 4 o'clock against the Bear Lake Bears in the District 5 Softball Championship opening round, as that is at host sites. If Bear Lake ends up winning, they're going to be hosting the rest of the tournament here as well. For the Soda Springs baseball team, the 12-2 loss ends up sending them to the losers bracket, as they will be taking on the loser of the next game, which is Malad against Bear Lake. That game scheduled to start at 4:30, with the Bears taking on the Malad Dragons, who just came away with that 12-2 win. Thank you again for joining us this afternoon for this edition of Cardinal Athletics. I want to thank you and our sponsors as well as Monsanto, Silver Star Communications, Hunsaker Ford, and Cook Brothers Broadcasting all helped to bring this to you. The proceeding has been a presentation of Old West Media Incorporated, and no portion of the proceeding can be used to rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Tonight's executive producer is Val Cook. We'd also like to thank office manager Kayleen Anderson, as well as website manager Garrett Worf and general photographer Warren Cook. And thanks to all of our fine sponsors and to you for tuning in and supporting athletics on KBRV. Be sure to visit mylocalradio.com for recaps of games, as well as archived copies of this and other games, as well as photos and recaps of past contests. Until the next time the Cardinals take to the field tomorrow afternoon with our pregame show at 1:40 and the first pitch scheduled for 2 o'clock. Let's go Cardinals. Let's go Caribou County.